Hello everyone, it's the teaching assistant scrim against the FlowChartGG, and at my side we have our dear Jay Willis. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty nervous. We just made a like kind of a flying start, and we see the ball coming in contesting. That's the first map right now, and it's finally contested and gotten by the FlowChartGG.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what was actually happening there. I thought as soon as they got point, they flooded out, and the fight's actually still going.
Yeah, well, we see a good anti-nade here from Halumi's Anna. There's Config and Thunder just coming in with the Ryan and Baptiste kills. Just two people left, only the teaching assistants, well, only two of the FlowChartGG are left, and the teaching assistants tries to clean up the last ones here too. But still, the stagger's pretty long.
Yeah, probably would have been maybe a good idea for them to throw bodies off the edge of the map earlier. I mean, Camerande did actually get a good pick on the Mercy, just missing the res, but the fight was kind of already lost. There's not really any point in staggering at that point. We'll have to see how much fun that gets done here.
I think moving to the high ground. The Pharaoh from the side tries to move a bit. The Config comes in with the main tank. Rhine copy. There's a lot of stuns coming from Mysel. There's a Pharaoh barrage, but it's just eaten a lot by the D.Va, even though at the end there's just too much damage on a long time that the D.Va just can't eat it all, and it's just...
Yep, we said, let's see how much fun I can get done. The answer is a lot. But we do have a double aerial on this map as well. Of all maps, seems a bit weird to me. Not something I usually see. Teaching assistants known, at least to me, for running the weirdest comps and pulling them off somehow. As the ball comes in with an ult.
And with that, they have no going back the FlowChartGGs. Now they try to wake a lot of damage up from several sides, and the FlowChartGG can't really contest the high ground, but it's not really needed. They got the point without the teaching assistants really touching the point, and it's a huge pick by getting the Anna with the D.Va bomb from Cameron, but the double Sky Comp just gets 3 picks in a row. Another one, 4 picks. Just the D.Va near the point left together with the Baptiste, and then the teaching assistants would get the point back.
Yeah, but right there we've seen kind of like the trade-off that you get with the comp the teaching assistants are currently running. Yes, you do have aerial superiority, but if they do all walk under the point, you aren't going to be able to drop many bodies onto the point to contest, which is why they weren't able to actually stagger out their own percentage clock. Yes, they'll win the fight later, which is kind of all you really truly need, but late game it could be a bit questionable.
And there's Thunder coming in with a double kill on his barrage. Config gets another kill, the Baptiste. But still though, even well, after that much effort, we see both supports from teaching assistant being killed. That's gonna be a bit rough with no support healer, but it's just not enough damage coming up from the FlowChartGG to really make this in a useful way. And there's the final loop to cut the point uncontested at the near overtime scenario.
And yeah, I mean, like the comp that they're playing, that once I actually got a second to look at it, yes, it was double aerial, but it was very much that kind of free flow style bar the Anna. The Anna was probably like the key weakness that they maybe could have picked apart, but unfortunately, I forget what the name of the red team is. FlowChart? FlowChart, yeah.
Yep,
so unfortunately, FlowChartGG just they didn't have the characters to actually fully contest, apart from the D.Va who did attempt high ground contests, but it's a bit of a hybrid comp almost that they were running there. It's not quite rush, or actually no, it kind of is. It kind of is rush, but I think if you can't rush into the sky, so it's a bit tough.
Rushing to the sky. Well, it's interesting how they try to contest the high ground in the one attempt, and in the second attempt they just well, like, all right, the Pharaoh and the Echo from the side is just dealing so much damage. We're just gonna stand on the objective and see how it goes. It seemed to work.
I mean, in short term, yeah, totally works. You can get that. They'll give you 5-10%, but they'll then just fire ult on you and wipe your team out. So you kind of need to come up with something other than just stand on point, especially in these open maps. If it was a closed map, which I can't even think of the name of any of them now. Is it Village? Village, I think. That's a very good closed map for maybe standing on point, but not this one and not the one before.
Ooh, there's the first pick from iQuack getting the Pharah, and now there's another pick. The Mercy is being killed, so no Far Mercy. The config on the Echo is now alone in the sky. Some attempt from the ball, but ooh, but config gets the Tracer now in revenge. So -1 DPS on every side, and they're trying to make some fighting in either point. So this goes as a nice anti-nade coming onto the Baptiste player from FlowChartGG. We see the kind of brawly competition there, composition there on the point, just contesting while the flying target is just annoying a bit. And at the end, there's another Pharah and Mercy pick from the FlowChartGG. They have the point.
Yeah, and Mestak's doing quite a good job there early in the fight, and when it was just the Rhino on point, just sitting on the other side of the little tower there, making sure that they do not get the cap. Otherwise, this would probably be 40% already. Smart by FlowChart to actually go up and take high ground. Problem is, their comp is not actually designed to sit up there the whole time. They do have to...
We're live again, sorry for the technical issues. Joel as well. Wait a moment, the fight is still going, so we could maybe talk about that. We see 2 kills coming from the FlowChartGG. Only McCree to the left, but teaching assistant has now the control back. At least some stagger from the Lucio. Ooh, nice, nice counter to the revive here with the boob. Looks like the stagger is going into the next round. They have now 2 tanks at the point, and the Baptiste is helping the FlowChartGG to stay on it. A lot of teammates from the teaching assistants are really there to do some work. There's the High Noon is zoning a bit. It's getting 2 kills, but also teaching assistants secure 2 kills with the Sigma ult. So let's see how this goes out. There's another kill and another one. Just config on the Echo's left, but also he finds his end. And it's silver time, but it looks like that was the game.
Mestak is gonna get in, and no, he doesn't.
So tell us, chill with us. We had some technical issues. What happened while the stream?
Panic set in on my end, thinking that I'd also disconnected, as you had too. Literally, a ball ult came in. We had a little a back and forth where it was just quite simply a delay by FlowChartGG, and eventually actually turned that delay into a swinged fight with enough ults coming in there. So, good job by FlowChart really. But I'll be honest, I can't remember half of the stuff that happened in the fight because we're trying to get you back in. I'll be more on the ball for this one though. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we could see the first map not only as a warm-up map for the players, but also for us in this case.
True.
Okay, but the compositions and the composition from teaching assistant was a really fly one. I don't know how to describe it. Just bring pretty much.
So yeah, I mean it's double aerial. It's tanks that don't need too much healing, and yeah, that's the sum of it. In those open maps, very good to use that, especially if you're actually able to pick apart the enemy team. The type of rotation. Obviously, FlowChart electing to go with this rush comp 2 times in a row, both times on these open maps. Now, it didn't work 2 times, and you would normally say insanity is repeating yourself over and over again, expecting different results. However, this map actually does feed into the rush comp that they've been running. So they certainly have my blessing to run it on this. But now we'll get to see what actually the rush versus the brawl is like once the teams are ready, unless they make some changes.
Also, there's a question in the chat about the SR average. So I think teaching assistants is playing in Diamond Elo, and as I know.
I believe so, but I'm going to check that as I'm speaking. Yeah, so we have a couple of players in Diamond for definite. I believe it is a Diamond to Plat team, but it's kind of on that border, I think.
Remember, only the one place I think he played. Not sure though. So I think it's in Diamond team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, like both sides. Okay. Oh, there's a lot happening right now. We see a brawling composition with the Mei on both sides. Never mind. On the one side, by the Rani's just going deep, and Config is just getting one body shot by another. They're just securing the kill after kill. Whoa.
It was a lot of damage in a small space. I think what we basically saw there was the brawl with the Mei wall is very, very powerful at kind of the sustained close range fight. Whereas Rush, you really need to get in there, you need to get your pick quick and get out, or use that pick quick to then straight roll on the rest of the team. Unfortunately, be able to get that first kill.
Oh, that's Shadow going to the shield, so it gets nobody but Config. While everyone is confused, gets a headshot onto the Mei. Oh, that's a good pick. They can now push without being afraid of the wall. Oh, there's Baptiste field helping a lot with the Baptiste helping a lot with the push.
Okay, it's okay. I'm here. Yeah, I mean, good bat wall. It basically goes out that center so that nobody wants to go and help any of their team that does get walled off. You basically created a split, similar to what you would do with a dragon. It's just more of a mental impact this time instead of actual damage that people would be going against. And all economy is favourable for the teaching assistants to do have better combos. As the chat comes in.
Ah, but it gets nobody. Now Mistex being in the back line without really wanting to be there. He gets fragged by them like getting to a bath with piranhas. Sound finds the final headshot onto him. Now it is really critical for the team, for both teams actually, because playing without a main tank. Looks like FlowChartGG might have a good position to be in because of the window from the Baptiste. Now it's another attempt from the Lucio player of FlowChart to secure a boob. It's not really doing that much, but Cameron on the Diva finds the eat onto the graph. There's a high noon on the field from the McCree, from the FlowChartGG. Doesn't find anyone, but we still see a lot of frags one by another coming from FlowChart and securing the point.
Yeah, and basically Mestak's getting isolated from the rest of his team, being forced to hold his shield up, hoping to get an angle for his healers to contact him. Meanwhile, Missile just wailing on him, and that is the reason that he is now so close to his ult, evening out that Rhine ult economy fight.
There's the window. With them, they're probably gonna do a lot of damage, but not gonna really take somebody. There's the Mei ult, freezing Thunder on the point. He still stays alive after all. The Zara is helping a lot. There's the Diva ult. This one finishes Thunder. They have one pick, the FlowChartGG. There's Arachna being in the crossfire and gets struck down by Iquack. Iquack goes for another one, gets a headshot onto Lucio. And they keep pushing. Now we see two charges, but only one pins somebody. It's the Halloumi being slammed.
And yep, the wall basically came in there to split off again. Thunder by himself. It allowed plenty of time for them to actually get Thunder out of the cryo freeze and get the kill on them. And at that point, with Mei being kind of the tanky character that they are, you're already in a bit of a weakened position. It feels like you've lost the tank, not like you've lost the DPS. But a lot of ults for the teaching assistants as they come in here.
There's the grab, there's the sound barrier, but it's coming from the... Everything is just coming from teaching assistants. There's the Dragon just getting 3 picks, and Config comes in with another headshot onto Baptiste. Only 2 players alive near the point from the FlowChart. It's the Diva and the Mei. It's now the baby Diva, and the Mei just died. And they're going for the final blow, and Missile goes for the final touch together with the Lucio. There's a bad window, but it's now walling off themselves right now to get nobody on point, and they have the overtime now triggered. Playing in it now. There's a Shadow not really securing anyone like pinning into the ground. Tracer goes for some more staggering. The ball helps with it. Just some freezing here with the Mei, and Config just helps out with some arrows. It's just still going. The sound barrier also there. missile. Just the monkey needs to get killed in a faster time before another like more heroes come and join the stagger.
And it was a good wall there to block iQuack just from getting that last second of the contest. But again, we knew teaching assistants had a lot of ults. They had the grab, they had the dragon, they had May's snowball. It simply came down to could they, forgetting the team name again as I have a look there, could FlowChartGG actually plan against it and execute it? And they did try to wall up their Rhine, but unfortunately, it's just too much damage that already came in. They were not able to save, not when that many ults are getting thrown against you.
Or also of those walls in the like going near the overtime, and you just saw the wall building up on cooldown every time. Also walling off at some points. Their own main tank. They really seem to be a bit nervous.
I mean, I would be too. There is nothing I fear more than a May wall. Maybe a McCree stun, but those are the two things that I fear. They give me nightmares at night.
Papa,
yeah, I mean, first map, relatively even. From what you saw, how did you think it went?
What I'm thinking, well, we are having interesting compositions on the first maps, so I just am really stunned to see how they counter each other's threats. For example, how they went on the Oasis Gardens. Is it called? No. Is it?
Gardens is the Lijiang. Oasis is like university.
Not city center.
Is it called Speedway? No, what's it called? There's the one with the road out. City center. No, is it not city center?
It's not city center. The other one, which I tried to get. Well, it's not city center. It's not. It's not. You know what? Let's just skip that and just speak about the upcoming map. It's Eichenwalde.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see our teaching assistants run double aerials on the first two maps. Then we saw them actually run a brawl on the closer map. So they actually are picking, as weird as their comps may seem, at times they are picking comps based on the space available to them. Meanwhile, FlowChartGG seem to be really hard forcing the rush comps. Now, whether that's them actually practicing the rush comp just to try to get better at it, or that's them actually just really hard committing to it, believing that that is their best.
Can you repeat the last two sentences, because I accidentally switched the scenes and I think.
Yeah, so I think it basically comes down to whether they are practicing the rush comp or they're actually forcing it, because that's their strongest comp. Now, personally, I think with the elo that they're playing at, chances are they're practicing rush right now. Meanwhile, Thunder going with more comps that they're actually quite comfortable with. We've seen them run double aerial before, I'm fairly certain. And we know they can run a good brawl as well. So, we've seen that in GGEU when they took on Diamond Pack. It was Diamond Pack, yes it was. But now we're going to get a little bit of a different style of play. We're going to get not necessarily the Stampede meta, but we actually are going to get an Orisa Reign. Personally, love the potential for the Halt Window Fire Strike combo. I would really, really be happy if we get to see even one kill using that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like we have a long time ago. It's a really long time ago that we see Orisa being played, isn't it? And so with the hot conversion, it's super powerful. We just didn't saw it in the last weeks or actually months, because Orisa wasn't really in the meta talk.
Not for long though. Just wait for this this Halt 6-second boost to come in, and I will probably be playing Orisa a lot when that happens. I can see that being very annoying to go up against.
Oh my god. I'm really happy that I normally queue with you and not seeing you on the opponent's side. I really don't want to see those Orisas just halting and halting.
There's going to be so much potential for just constant harassment. I mean, like, it's already annoying enough when you get pulled back when you're trying to push through a choke once. But imagine trying to go through like the Anubis, like the double chokes there, and then you get halted twice before you even get a point. That it's going to be insanely irritating. It's similar to having a ball for the amount of disruption that it can actually create as well. That's the reality of it.
Oh, especially when you like a tank or so, just trying to get them to move forward and just getting halted every 6 seconds is a bit interrupting.
Yeah, and like with the way that shields currently do get shredded, you've got to think if already your shield almost gets shredded after one halt, that second one's going to be enough to get rid of the shield and probably most of your health before again you even get like to where you actually want to be.
All right. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, like, about the match. It just started. Never mind then.
Defend objective A.
So yeah, we've got Ryan Orisa. I've got big expectations here, and we've got Rush again coming in. That D.Va will offset a lot of those halts, as we've just seen there. Though this is going to be a little bit of an issue.
What happened to the Lucio, or who was it that just got killed by a mine?
I don't even know who got the kill.
Oh, Thunder. It's pretty fast. No man. Oh, we see Config being in a good position to do a lot of damage, but doesn't finish the shot. Though does Thunder come in with the Junkrat mine and gets the Lucio. Iquake gets in revenge. Config down. Iquake goes and gets also the second DPS player of the teaching assistants. They're pushing to the point. Meisel just boops the Rhine player away. That's a bad window. It's causing a lot of damage. Iquake uses this and gets Zenyatta and Orisa. Point is almost clear. Only Maztecs contests for a moment. But that's it.
Just the last ditch effort there to get some ult charge from their stacks, which is fair enough in this situation. That push pretty much being stopped purely on will by Camerande. I think every single hold that went in, fire strike that went in, there was a defense matrix on it. That's why there's not much ult charge from Mestacks, and Missile has quite a lot. As a ult comes out.
It gets actually almost a D.Va, but more importantly, Mestacks gets the Reinhardt and the Baptiste with one fire strike. There comes 2 following attacks from Arc Knight and finishing the blows.
So yeah, very good execution there from FlowChart to actually get the immortality up and keep everyone alive, but unfortunately it only gets you so much health. You will still have a sliver when you come out of it, and the fire strike is enough to kill a lot of people in that situation.
There's the high noon. It's zoning a lot. You see it? Insane. They're all backing off.
Yeah, they committed a back window. They committed a high noon. Not too much was gotten from it. They've managed to buy themselves an extra 10 to 15 seconds, but their ult advantage that it was is now gone. So it's all FlowChart to decide how this next fight goes.
And the Supercharger causes 2 eliminations with the damage boost. May and Reiner from the FlowCharts are being killed. Config goes for another one, also McCree. Also, Baptiste and Lucy being killed here.
Yeah, and FlowChart did have the option to actually kind of control that engage, but unfortunately, teaching assistants were just quicker on the draw with pulling out that Supercharger. And I think it just so happens that walling off the Rhine meant that the Rhine just held shield, meaning that the Supercharger was always protected for the rest of that, just allowing them to get a lot of free damage on this out.
There's a Shatter getting Arc Knight, Orisa, and the Reinhardt, and a lot more. It's huge with the Tyra that tried to get another one, but it's not really connecting. Misex gets 2 people, and there's another kill for the teaching assistants. Only the D.Va is left from the FlowChartGG, and she escapes.
Mistock's doing a very good job on the cleanup there. We did actually see a nice pin from Missile, but unfortunately, the pin was not able to get the final kill. I think it might have been the immortality, but actually, I could be wrong. It might have been a bubble. I just saw the lamp afterwards. And already we're in the next fight.
On the wall is huge, getting the Ryan in a bad position, but then the Mei ult just tries to help not only the team out, but also helps them to push here. The High Noon not really doing that much, and after that the flowcharts are just pushing and getting almost everyone, just the Mei trying to contest a bit longer the point.
Yeah, so FlowChart basically pushing forward aggressively. Thunder somehow seemed to slip through the cracks there, where the whole team ran past, and even the Bat actually went to run past as well. A very good move by Kryptonic though to boost up Thunder with the Mei wall so that she couldn't get the final headshot onto Tony DePony. What a name. What a name.
There's Fire Strike through the BAP window, but it's not causing an elimination. There's one attempt from the flowcharts. There's the High Noon with the BAP window. That's gonna be really difficult. The D.Va ult might give them the ability to push here. The flowcharts just pushing with it, and the Shatter after it finishes the really the job needed to make that push real.
And just quite a lot of dominance coming out of there from FlowChart. Obviously the High Noon creating a nice amount of space, putting everyone behind that cart. The D.Va bomb coming in, possibly too late. It still managed to at least break the shield, which allowed the whole of the team to just flood in and get a nice shot from the south. But ult's coming in. We've got Ice versus Shatter. It really will be a case of who uses this first. You would think that the Mei ult could potentially beat out.
They're going deep in. The wall's almost missile here off. Now the bigger thing is the Mei ults coming from the flowcharts. But the Shadow was just enough to also secure a kill for the teaching assistants. The High Noon not getting here anyone. But we see there, it's a bit close for every team right now, because we see picks on every side now. But it looks like on like on long term, the teaching assistants win the fight because of spawn advantage here.
Yep, and I mean double Mei ults coming in there. It just happened to be, at least at the start of the fight, that Kryptonic's Mei ult was slightly better placed, but a very nice hold from teaching assistants there.
See the BAP window being a bit interrupting the flow of the flowchart. And we see on both sides it's being casted with the sound barrier that can finally move. The High Noon is being walled off, so it can't do anything. While the teaching assistants builds up their defense against the Lucy on the back, which is finally being killed, they can finally go to a counter push and maybe get somebody. They're trying to get someone. There's the main.
They are trying to kind of basically push FlowChart all the way back. If they want to continue the fight, they'll take those easy picks. FlowChart know this, so they have decided. Oh, missed tax smoothly. He threw a fire strike at the retreating team. I don't think you can cast that as a stagger, but my god. That's cost them a lot of time there. You just had to step to the side. You just had to step to the side. But yeah, we're going to come in now. I mean, there's a couple of ults on each side. You definitely think the defensive team has the advantage. It's just a case of, will they pop it before FlowChart do? And the answer is yes.
There we see the sound barrier helping the people in need when the D.Va bomb came out. They're attempting some tricks with the maul, and on a Lucio in the back line of the teaching assistants is maybe a bit annoying.
10 seconds remaining.
Time is now clicking. The graph is holding them away from the point. The Mei might go for a contest. The Mei helps also too, but the touch isn't possible for the dear Kryptonic.
Score.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like the game was pretty much done as soon as we saw that graph came out. We knew the dragon was in the pocket. I didn't see Lamp get used, so I just assumed it was off cooldown. Or on cooldown, I should say. But nice try by Kryptonic to try and get in it. Just unfortunately a little bit short.
Really also unlucky for the FlowChartGG, because the Cameron You know the diva player.
I'm saying Camerandi. I don't think that's necessarily right, but that's what I'm going with.
Camerande. No, I don't know. Well, you saw him flicking like really fast when the male was going for the ult, and it's just really close. This player couldn't eat the male. That could have changed a lot, I think. So nice effort, but like really close.
It was unfortunate. I mean, we've seen Camerandi come out with a lot of good eats so far. As I say, completely negating the fire strikes, the hulks that are coming in half the time. Obviously, the few times that it has been missed, there's been a lot of value in those fire strikes, so they know that it is a ever-present threat, that they have to address it as much as they can. Which is probably why they're still hard-locking this diva. Also that, and the fact that they just do not want to switch off of Rush. Oh, this is going to be 4 games of it, isn't it? It's going to be 4 games of Rush versus the weirdest comps you've seen.
I just love it how one team starts with Mei and the other one just adapts to it with another Mei at some point.
I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. And at least from the first map, I don't think, you couldn't beat them, so they have joined them.
Well, so we see them often walling the tank out many points, but it just doesn't seem really to secure the picks. But the speed boost come from the Lucius tries to really get the whole team around the wall as fast as possible, so they just can get into the fight right there where they left, and go for just continuing the fight there on the other side.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're running a Mei mirror, you've got kind of 2 options. When your tank gets walled off, you can speed round and then potentially wall the other side of him, so that then the tank is technically sandwiched, but obviously you know that the enemy's wall is going to drop first. Or in very rare situations, you could potentially wall some of your team up if that's needed. Fortunately, they do have a BAP in most situations. Actually, not as much of a problem. Bear with me 1 second, I do need to find something.
Alright. So now both teams seem to be ready. Okay, Jay, are you there?
I am back. I'm back. Sorry.
Perfect. Good timing.
Living the life outside of Overwatch for about 10 seconds there, but we are back.
Insane.
So what we got? Double bubble? Yeah, it's double bubble. That's it. This is a rush.
They're brawling a bit at around the corner here with the Tesla cannon. Ooh, Thunder going deep into the back with a nice assassin move, getting the McCree.
Nice.
We see Arc Knight getting the Lucio, and Sound getting Missile, the tank player on the Reinhardt. They're just pushing more and more after getting those picks.
And this is potentially one of the kind of errors we're seeing from how these teams are playing. With Double Bubble, obviously you want to take that more slower approach. You want to build up Nano, build up Monkey ult, and then go in with those ults. What the problem is with Rush, you actually need to get in, you need to get the kills. If you're wanting to play a fight that slow on the corner, you might as well just pick up the Zarya and play full bro. And the teaching assistants have just took very good advantage of that, and now have a really nice ult advantage as well because of it. Thunder's in the back, he's looking. I'm just following the Genji. He's eyeing something up. I'm just waiting for the setup. They do have a Nano Blade available. Is this how they're going to enter it?
Oh fuck, first comes the Nano Reinhardt. Oh, like the echo copy of Reinhardt at least. Then we see the shadows getting, I think, at least 1 or 2. The Monkey, Arc Knight, also helps a lot out with the Monkey ult.
I mean, in some cases, it can, in theory, make sense to actually nano the copied Rhine. You already know that the Rhine's going to get shattered very quick when it's an echo copy, but if you nano that, that charge is going to be even faster, so instead of taking 2, 3 swings with the hammer, it might only be 1 or 2. So unfortunately, we do only see the one shot of it, so I don't know the exact numbers for that. But now a rush coming on the left side here.
Oh, that's Shadow getting maybe one, but there's the High Noon going for a bigger one. Echo and Anna are being killed, but now being slapped, and McCree might be in a big issue with the Genji. Never mind, Ico got this whole situation under control. Only sounds Brigitte ult is the only thing really keeping, well, this Brigitte player alive. And that's it.
And it was a big High Noon play. Strange, Halloumi did actually manage to get the sleep on the McCree. Unfortunately, just a fraction of a second too late, and losing 2 members of the team there really swung the fight. And now we have this case of a poking double bubble against a Brawl that wants to sit on high ground. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I feel as though they need to be running at them, and well, I guess high ground is key.
Look at those fast rotations. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a huge nade. Oh, that just can't go in. They have the double bubble. They have the Genji with that. They're securing Baptiste and McCree. The Diva Bomb gets the Zarya player from teaching assistance. It's one pick for the flowchart to make a comeback. And there, Thunder finally has the blade ready. Goes in, gets the Mei. And he goes for another one. We see McCree also being killed. Finally securing the last 2 kills. Well, never mind. Config got the Diva on the Echo copy. So that's some more time for the teaching assistants to not only contest the point, but maybe securing another kill. 2 kills now with the help of the Echo copy. But now the team FlowChartGG have their spawn advantage in the right place and secure now a pick with that they can secure it for real.
Yeah, and they've just managed it. I mean, a few ults, well, I say a few ults. We just had the Echo copy coming in there to try and cap point, and they just weren't able to get it done. Just short. What you did miss, actually, though, was Arachnid getting totally duped by Kryptonic. Kryptonic in Cryo Freeze on the edge of the ledge there. And we had Arachnid in Angry Monkey form just sitting waiting for her to come out of Cryo, and she popped out and ran right through the player model for Arachnid. He just did not get the swing. It hurt to watch it. Probably hurt him even more. His pride is bruised. And it looks like they're trying to set up. It's strange. Oh, and yes, it is the bubble.
Yeah, both bubbles just fell down. The High Noon zones a bit. Maybe the Zarya also gets flicked by it. No, the killer is not arriving the Zarya, but it's arriving Thunder and Config. With no DPS and also the Monkey, the main tank, being killed. The Flowchart are just ruling the left ones, and 1 minute on the time.
And I mean, the nades are very good coming from Halloumi here on the offense. The issue seems to be that while they are getting 2 people in, I don't know if it's that they're set too far apart when they start on the dive. I cannot work it out. It could also just be that they are trying to double bubble quickly into a rush comp. When obviously we know you need to be engaging with those ults. However, you now look at the teaching assistants and you see 5 ults ready to go. They could bin them all just to guarantee a next point cap.
There's the Shatter, but it's not getting that many because of the bubble from Mistax. There's a grab with the help of the Monkey ult. There's a lot of damage just constantly getting onto them. Thunder and Config securing Reinhardt and Mei on the kill feed. Thunder goes in with the Dragon Blade and secures also the kill onto Baptiste. Only the Diva player is now left. Cameron and even he is being slain.
I thought chat looked like, oh, it looked like they were going to give it up, but they seem to have overly committed a little bit. Yeah, possible overcommitment there. But yeah, I mean, they had 5 ults. They've now got 1. We did say they could use them all to pretty much guarantee that next point cap. So it is up.
I don't know what's happening there, but well, that's how cards have changed, or how is it called?
Tables have turned?
Yes.
Yes, there we go. But we now do get to see the actual switch off of the double bubble comp. They are going to go with the brawl, so it's brawl versus rush again.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Pace is going to be a very big deciding factor here, and oh,
With the Echo ult on the Ryan, Config perfectly smashes the Shatter into a wall. With this intimidation, they can push Eric Knight really deep in now, splitting the whole team of the flowcharts in a half, and the half of the teammates getting everyone here.
as the stagger comes out,
Holding the door.
they might be able to regroup. They might manage it.
There's the Shatter perfectly
Oh.
into a wall. Now Eric Knight goes in, we see him getting a kill and another one. They lose the sound barrier, lets the flowcharts survive a bit longer. Now when they're all graphed by the Deermastics, I just can go for damage onto them and get those sound
And they
barrier
do
off.
get it. Yeah, it was. Oh, and we actually just seen Arachnid go to main tank and Mestax go to off tank. I realized there. I wasn't picking that up until right at the end. So they actually kind of did a role swap as well as a character swap. But yeah, I mean, very good finish there. We saw Config not only knows how to Hanzo and Echo, but he does know how to shatter shields and shatter hearts.
I mean-
Big players all around.
That's maybe a bit mean, to be honest, but it just...
It was, hey, right, look, he was an Echo. He played Rhine games, which is like you've just got to assert dominance. He was that sure he was going to get a second shatter. That's why he just threw it out there. And you know what? I salute you, Config. Like I will give you that 100%.
But hey, Jay, you know, maybe a person watching here that could come for just a daily meme. It's the dear Brits
Sorry.
boy Mac Long Long coming with 1 bit, helping and supporting the channel here. Thank you.
I like to see Mick Long Long every time. He is a 1-bit champ. I'm sure of it.
I wonder how many bits he spent. Yeah.
I've just checked. He's on the leaderboard, and he does have 19 bits in addition to the rest of it. So I think he's probably actually done a 1-bit 19 times, which in itself is very impressive. Just to make it to the stream, almost like that many times possibly.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't hype him that much, then he might spend more. No.
I will take my 1-bit from McLonglong, who I feel as though that could be a McDonald's burger one day, or like McDonald's hot dog. Like, we don't have a sponsor in McDonald's, but I definitely feel as though a McLonglong or a McLong dog could be a thing one day.
Also, at the end, like Junkrat says, it's the little things.
Very true. As we go to Junkertown as well. I've got to remember that we don't have the map on when we're in the intermission screen, so I've probably been talking about comps, and I don't even remember if I ever even mentioned Eigenvalda in the last map. So I probably didn't. Probably didn't.
Well, you can in general talk about stuff could happen here.
Oh. Wait with me 1 second.
Are you alright?
My dog found something and I'm having to just... We're fine. He was after a bottle, an empty bottle.
No.
Shut the door.
How can he do this?
Fine, it's all sorted. He just wanted to be on camera. You got his tail there. That's enough for now. Anyways, back to Junkertown. It's going to be what? Double snipers? Should we get to see double snipers? Yes. Yes. Yeah, that is. So we got Ash and a Hanzo versus a Widow and a Hanzo. Both teams electing to go for the same tank line on the double shield. Well, actually, the DPS might be changing up a little bit. It definitely currently feels a bit... It's very bunkery from teaching assistants. With Flowchart potentially running a junk. If they run a junk on Junkertown, I like that for just the fact that it's a map. but I don't think I remember ever seeing Junk ran successfully on the offense here.
I mean, that's always the first time.
I'm ready to believe. I am ready to believe.
I can see Junkrat on the second point, but on the first point it's a bit difficult because of this open wide field. Just you have so many advantages with the snipers. Also, Mummy in a Million, hello. Saying hi, and she is in the chat.
Oh, hi, Mummy.
Alright.
I like the starting angle from Thunder. If he gets the pick, he doesn't get to spend too much time up there. He'll get a short amount.
Oh, I wonder if I should show it on stream or if he might get stream sniped.
That depends if we've got a delay, which I don't know what the answer is. Are we running on a delay?
We're running scrims here, like.
So not really. Okay.
Yeah, no,
right.
no. I mean, we could do if the teams want to have it. But
it's fine. It's fine. We're not show it just yet. Let it be a surprise to everyone.
Also, imagine you have like a delay of a minute, and then they're just waiting longer with coaching or something before the map really starts. True. And then I don't know.
I think it's more difficult to work out who you're responding to in chat as well, if they do actually see something. Is that a change coming by doing that? Is that just mind games? Oh, it's mind games. There we go.
I'm not sure. Alright, the game is starting. You can finally show where Thunder is sitting.
Commence.
Oh, well, it was worth it.
Yeah, straight away. He hasn't even been contested by anyone yet, but he's given up the space. He's coming back to protect the car.
What a strong pick with the Mercy.
Playing very spread here on the offense for a double shield.
We're just waiting for some kills. There's Sound getting the Orisa. Orisa really strong, the main tank player. But now Iquake as a sniper gets the opponent Zenyatta. I would say the Orisa one is a bigger one.
Oh, that was a very, very nice hold, but unfortunately the rock just kind of hit the bridge there as they tried to release it.
Oh, Thunder was a bit too much in the open field, you could say. Just got killed, but Confi comes in as a sniper. He can headshot those Ashes, even though they get revived after all. So it's like another duel, a 1v1 situation. Eric Knight on the point, getting the counter, the Orisa of the flowcharts. They can push now. They have the shields. Further, further.
Oh, almost. And Arachnid is making very good use of those halts. He's always getting 2 to 3 people in them. So there's potential for big plays here. In theory, you would be thinking the Flowchart have the advantage here. A Widow going up against the double shield should arguably be worse than the Ashe. At least the Ashe has the dynamite.
Oh no, Flowchart just gets 2 kills in a row. The BAP window might give the teaching assistants now the advantage they need. The Orisa is being killed by Thunder. You see the both snipers up the stairways just spamming, and the shield from Sigma is not protecting them that much. It's gonna be risky. A huge stone coming from Cameron. That's insane. They just counted the whole Sigma all by himself. They're still backing off now. Arknight gets the kill onto Baptiste, and they're still going further and further. They have the rebuff now of the BAP, so they have enough people to get now on the point. But it's just the Dragon ult from the Kryptonic that might give them a chance to contest the point. Just can't go further. There's another pick, and not that again on the Orisa missile.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the issue with kind of doing the double shield spam. Yes, you have a lot of damage, but if the other team does as well, you're going to have to find a way to outmaneuver them. At the moment, you're trying to push through the choke. They've got the kill zone, so how do you create that? You have to ideally take a flank, like they're trying now, and get 1 or 2 on the high ground, which will, looks like we're already seeing with the hands on the far right.
Aye, there the big rotation, and with that they get the kill onto Baptiste. Really unfortunate, he had the field there, but didn't survive it. The Bob now also in the back might help a lot on the 1v1 situation with Config. Yeah, it's been killed by the Bob and now a lot of damage coming in and... Wow.
At first it looked like it was potentially a very bad Bob, but once it actually hit the wall, it had angles on the Widow forcing the Widow Config to maneuver, getting picked up by the Bob, and then it also had a very good sightline on the actual point, so anyone trying to contest point was getting good. Now, as we come into here, you expect to see potentially teaching assistants having a greater advantage now. This is double shield bunker, but they are in much better position, as they lose Zenyatta.
Okay, there's a 1-1 situation on the high ground. Also, the Zenyatta joins it. Config gets the kill onto Iquack. Huge kill because now they haven't really accounted to the sniper. The Dragon ult forces them to split a bit. So Misex can push in, maybe gets the Hanzo, he's being halted, and now the stone is there, and Arachnite gets the final blow.
And very good Dragon coming in there from teaching assistants, basically just to kind of lock in the enemy Hanzo. And another character who I can't remember who it was actually in that room, allowing for a nice easy sweep through. But we're now seeing a Widow showdown.
Signal gets the Baptiste, Tony the Pony. Nice name. Kryptonic just comes in with a double kill with his bow. Another one, 3k.
And an offensive ult advantage as well coming in here from FlowChart. We do have a Dragon, which can easily be used to block off one of the chokes if the cart gets close enough as the team tries to recontest here. Is Kryptonic lining it up potentially? It almost looks like it. We have a supercharger which might not need to be used unless the team comes out left as it is. And there's the Dragon.
Going with a lot of damage. Misex can't really get out of the backfield without dying instantly. There are 2-3 kills and another kill here on the Zenyatta, and that's it.
And just after using that, Thundal already back up to 36% on the Dragon ult. He is charging it extremely quickly, so throwing it into a fight just to kind of even split up the team is totally worth it in most situations here. As I say that, it wasn't actually Thunder who used the Dragon, it was Kryptonic. Never mind.
The Sigma ult is being casted by the Baptiste field, the Transcendence, just a lot of things countering it and not making really that much of the thing out of it. Iquack gets a nice headshot, not headshot, but a kill onto Thunder, the Hanzo. And with the high ground position there, in good position.
Yeah, just basically teaching assistants deciding to take this very far back towards spawn bunker position. It allows for better regroups. You can just kind of fortify at the back there. However, it means that they've given up a lot of space from that first point.
Oh, their missile just goes down with this BAP window, causing too much damage boost. BAP field is being cast, so they might have no counter to some upcoming huge damage. Also, the Hanzo tries to secure the high ground. The heal up really does enough healing to make him survive.
Certainly the right idea to try and control that high ground. In a double bunker position, you are much better off being on top. There is a good chance that the enemy can whiff shots, whereas you kind of know where they have to be running to.
There's a headshot from Iquack onto the Config sniper. Thunder gets the counter pick. Cameron comes in with the Zenyatta pick. FlowChart just goes in with another one, while Thunder tries to somehow save the situation. Getting one pick the Hanzo, but Cameron gets Thunder immediately after it. A strong fighting the point. So the Baptiste and Arachnite's Orisa dueling a Zenyatta Baptiste and Sigma, but now they are just with the spawn advantage, there's just more forces joining for the teaching assistants, forcing the FlowCharts to back off.
We saw a lot of ults coming in there. We saw a Gravitic Flux that got cancelled by a rock. Dragons coming in on both sides. And it was a big Flux as well, but the Zen ult actually just kept everyone up. Even if the Slam came in, they likely weren't dying. Final push comes in here.
Now the overtime is being triggered. Both sides of Doomfist, they're really deadly here. At least they're creating a lot of zoning On zoning battle, a lot of CC near the point. That's a lot of usefulness now for both teams. The Sigma ult just goes insane. 2 picks with 1 ult. That's a good deal in this scenario, I would say. And there I have it.
And a great end to that round there.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
It's all the time, but hey, clean at the end.
Ready for battle.
Sorry again for about 20 seconds there. I honestly, I really don't mean to be doing it. I'm getting minor interruptions regarding food and other things that keep me alive.
No, people keeping Jay Willis alive. How can they do that? That's.
I know. But I mean, think of it this way: the sustenance that I get keeps me coming back for these streams, so that I can sit here and then ignore 20 seconds while I talk about food over and over again.
Oh no!
But no, very good fluxes there. We saw a very strong 4-man flux coming in from Mestax. Unfortunately, did get rocked out of it as he was flying in the air. Double Dragons came in. It was just a nice trade over there. But Camerandi coming up with only a 2-man flux, but actually securing the kills. He did not get stunned out, which was the most important part. And oh no. Okay. The stream can't see the current team comp, can they?
No, not yet. But
No,
I can switch it if you want.
No, honestly, it's fine. I hope they stick with it. If they don't,
I mean,
I
you
don't know.
can talk a bit like around about good compositions and think you could imagine those compositions and then wow, well, they're playing it.
Sure.
How about this?
Okay. So we've just okay. We'll play this hypothetical then. So we have just seen a double shield. So Orisa Sig from both teams there on attack and defense. This time flipping it around, you probably assume yes, FlowChart are going to go with a double shield as well. So how do you beat double shields? Well, you shred them. And that's what they're going to do as they look to play the pirate ship.
Oh.
So pretty much the key, but for some reason they've got a May, so are they trying to May the Bastion up? I'm a bit confused where the May comes into this comp, I'll not lie. But it's a lot of damage. They can't hold with shields, they've got to take very long angles, they've got to try and split the Bastion's attention and then get the burst damage onto them. And they also only have a Zen for Discord. They do not have a Sleep or an Anti, so the Bastion is going to be free to get as much healing as they want to give it. If they can get it set.
Oh, they now look for a different angle. But while they were doing that rotation, we see Kryptonic as Hanzo securing 2 kills and also Bastion does not kill.
Yeah, so a 2 3-man rotation there with the Bastion, it's not enough. They, like, teaching assistants are going to click onto it relatively quickly. They've got 2 shields, they've got an absorption from the Sigma. You need to be putting a lot of shields and health into that Bastion if you're going to try something like that, especially putting them out that much into the open. But as a result, we do just see the switch there. We are going with a Sombra now, possibly just to get rid of the Sigma shields. That might be the main target coming in. Is the Sombra set up?
I don't know, it's more like we're waiting time until shields are
Yeah,
down.
the Sombra seems to be playing with the main line, which is a bit odd.
You don't know like the main roles, role of something? Playing with the main tanks? Pushing the
Yeah, I mean, but normally you would see this being run with a brawl, something that wants to get in close, whereas you're never going to get in too close with the type of the tanks that they're running.
Oh, and well,
Oof.
there was a whole fight happening while we were talking.
It was just that quick. They give up space and then they got run over.
Well, that's it. That was the fight.
Yeah, I mean, they got it relatively uncontested there. Maybe the presence of the Sombra was just having FlowChart second guess everything that they were doing. But now we're going to see is the Sombra going to start setting up for other types of hacks, or are they still using that just to kind of defend their front line in case anyone does go in close? Ults, in terms of everything else, we've got a lot of defensive ults here. We only actually have the Gravitic coming in from Teaching Assistant's Flowchart, coming in with the Dragon, they're coming in with the Gravitic Flux, both of which can be comboed. The Zen ult, which can cancel out, well, the Flux as well. And, oh, Supercharger, it's Window, it's theirs to lose this fight. But they've got to use their ults and they've got to use them on the right engage.
Oh, that finally is a pick, a really worth one. Well, every pick is worth one, but the Risa one is just a huge one. Oh, I quake, damn, there's double kill. I don't know.
Losing the Risa early in a fight, it's tough. That is your main tank, that is your shield, that is your armor. It's like, you've got a lot of sustain there. You can rotate the Sigma in temporarily, but you really need both of them in rotation with their abilities. They don't have a lot of health on the shields. Fortify only lasts for a few seconds. The Kinetic Grasp only lasts for a few seconds.
Coming in. Wall hack the Baptiste of Field is keeping everyone alive, while the Baptiste of Window is just causing a lot of damage towards the FlowChartGG. Oh, look at iQuake's position. It's a bit risky. Oh, good position at the end. Gets the Widow here. There's a huge EMP while the Sigma ult is just running and getting 2 kills. Macex got the high ground. Now pushes it like a Reinhardt player. That gets 1 kill and another one. Come on, just go in for a melee. I'll just teammates help you out on that one. Wow.
And yeah, I mean, we wondered why the Sombra was being taken. Well, basically that combo was why the Sombra was being taken. I'm a little bit confused by the positioning and use of the Sombra up until now, where she is now actively trying to get hacks. But they got the first one relatively uncontested, they got the second one pretty much free from one big old combo. Don't think I'm in a position to be criticizing.
But sometimes before battle starts, you see a sniper there. Maybe not.
I mean, with the position where they are all positioned at the moment, it doesn't mean too much. Like, you're going to get your sniper back, but it's more just kind of going to get into that other Widow's head that they are getting beat, which can start to throw your aim off a little bit. But again, a lot of defensive ults now. Teaching Assistants are slowly starting to close the gap on this ult difference.
On this high ground battle here, Mystics against 3 or 4 people is a bit tricky now. There's the Sigma ult, the Transcendence is keeping everyone alive, also through the Dragon ult. Maybe some DLA could have got more damage. We see 2 kills from the Teaching Assistant, but Eric Knight, the main tank, got killed by Flowchart. I think it's really needed. Only Mystics is ready near the point to help out. We see 1 duel on the other side, 1 duel on the other one. iQuake got the kill onto the Sombra, while Config gets the iQuake player in reverse. Now with Mystics,
I mean, they're still dragging this fight out. It's just, there's no hard regroup yet. I mean, both teams are down some. You're getting 1 or 2. Oh my. Never mind.
And they're going in. The EMP is just wow, going for another kill, even though Thunder got killed instantly after by a hard headshot from iQuake. And now underestimate the snipers going wild here. iQuake is in a good position to just pull out some more kills. Baptiste Field is keeping the Risa really close alive. Almost died here because of all this damage here, and only Zenyatta is alive.
So they had a bit of an adrenaline rush there from the 3 kills from the Widow. Yeah, you probably do want to push in on a pick that size. They were depleted, but this way they've actually got 2 team fights. If they waited for the full regroup, they'd probably be in a similar position anyways. But the ults coming in is Zenol versus Supercharger and Flux. You could probably use the Flux to bait out the Zenol and then get the Supercharger straight in, or vice versa.
Well, there first we see the window config goes in and gets Iquack silent for some seconds. Sound gets another one. The Orisa pick is important for the teaching assistants. With them, they can really go for a push. Cryptonic as a cowboy is still happening to counter with a player. There's the high noon on the high ground. Was some entertainment, but at the end, the Zenyatta just counters it. Touches there. They have enough players to go in for some more time, while the Transcendence gets everyone from the FlowChartGG right in position without having any doubts. There's Sigma ult, just secures missile on the Wrecking Ball, really easy. Baptiste being killed by teaching assistants. Going further and further, also Doofus, Zenyatta, Sigma, everyone dies.
And we've seen it happen twice now. We've seen it happen twice. Camerande managing to get the cancel onto Mestax's Sigma ult 2 maps in a row. Unfortunately, a little bit later in the battle, like, that wasn't going to be enough to swing the fight, but it's certainly at least a little bonus for Camerande to know that he's managed to cancel that ult out twice.
Right, okay, and before the next map actually starts, we're gonna go back and gonna get some nice B-Rap screen action, I would say, just to get some production things under control, and we're gonna see you, I think, in a minute. Right, we're back on the intermission screen. Hello everyone, and hello mommy blah, blah, and a million, alright. Hi. Well, Fox Sky Industry, just a little update. That's the map we're gonna see in a moment, maybe in 2 moments. They are still coaching.
And I mean, a couple of different ways to defend this, really. You can defend at bridge as the lower Euros do, because there's only 2 really trucks that you have to control, normally with a brawl comp. You can do a kind of dive defense because of the 3 different high grounds that are available, but you do have to pick the team apart quite well. You don't want to allow them to get set up too well on point. And double shield is also viable. I've not seen double shield be ran too well on this map on defense, but it's definitely, in theory, you got a lot of legs to go for. And who have we got on defense first? It looks like it's going to be teaching assistants electing to run that brawl defense. Coming from FlowChartGG.
Oh, Iquack, starting with an early kill. Wait a moment, that DC kill is actually really important.
It's very important. They have to be careful not to overcommit and get picked off yet, but they can slow it. Oh, and there it is.
Messiah.
Enemy tank down. Are we going to see?
Another one. But another time.
Sorry, I was losing my composure there. You go.
Iquack just again comes in and just kills the sound. I just realized sound is pretty fun for, as a username, because just playing Lucio.
Yeah, I mean, like, they had to play it slow. They did a heavy dive with missile, and unfortunately they lost their advantage as soon as the Winston got separated. Remembering the aim of the game here is for the Winston to play slow, allow that Ana to build up the ult, and then initiate with that or the Angry Monkey if he's managed to get that. Primal, that's what it's called.
Yeah, so Nano trying to maybe counter the backline. All the Baptiste window is causing a lot of danger, but with the backline is being bothered by this monkey and the bubble and the Zarya, you see it, just one kill after another. Just interrupting the peace.
And there's the strength of that Nano Monkey. If you get it onto the backline, especially when there's a character like a Hanzo. Yes, Hanzo's going to be able to pump a lot of damage into the Monkey, but especially when it's Nano, chances are the Hanzo's going to get melted. If there's a support back there as well, and you're able to get 2 for 1, even better. In this situation though, only the Hanzo originally picked off. And, well, the lack of front damage allowed the rest of the core from the double bubble to just flood in. but we do see a nice ult economy for teaching assistants after the defense, so they do have a good chance of stopping this initial push.
They're going deep in. The model field is keeping everyone alive from the teaching assistants, but just for a really short time. Config is dead now by Kryptonic Zarya. There goes Mistex with the kill onto the monkey. With the reviving help of Plush Cap, Missile is back in the game. Now the dragon, not really doing that much near the point, but at least causing a bit of distraction while they secure 2 more kills off the FlowChartGG and another one on going in with another 2k.
Just slowly building up a little bit of bolt charge off of stragglers there, as the Widow is still not out. There we go. So they had a lot of ults there to kind of cancel that first attack, and on 2 CP maps especially, you want to stop the very first attack. You need to stop it. Because getting back onto that point when the enemy's in a good ult economy is even more scary. So they've committed a lot, but they've kept it for now. As we're in the neutral here, we do have a Nano Monkey potentially coming in on the attack. It could be a repeat.
He's diving deep while Config gets misclicked. River's down there, they have the resources now to get back. With the monkey ult, there might be a good chance to boop them, at least the main tank. Eric Knight far away of the point to secure enough space. But Mistex just still doesn't need the Zarya player on his sides. Going with the double kill, also the charge, making some style points. And getting the last one too.
And Missile hitting Primal there. I mean, yes, Primal very good ult for displacing enemies, but unfortunately he ended up just displacing a Zarya that had a health pool and bubbles on ready to be used, so he just got nothing out of the Primal. Potentially being on point might have been better, but it's almost hard to call that. And now we've got a duplicate coming in on the offense with a Shatter, a Dragon, a Grab. They've got Grab Dragon coming up in a moment, and it's there.
Let's run
How soon do they want to use it?
Standing a bit alone on the point. Getting really low. But we want to see those shadows. There's the Grab getting the Echo and the Lucio. There's the E from Kryptonic. Config cannot Dragon this. With the kill onto the Lucio and the Rhine from the teaching assistants, there might be a chance. Now with the EMP getting the hack on towards the Kryptonic Diva. Only the Divas left there on the point. There's a lot of resourcing investing into that. That fight should maybe be called. That small advantage is just really high now for the teaching assistants. They need to back off.
Missile getting a bit of overzealous though. They were considering it, but no, they're making the smart decision now and backing out. Both teams relatively neutral here on the ult economy. Do have a Diva Bomb coming in on the attack with a Sound Barrier. To beat that, I think it is just basically a tussle to get ult charge right now so that you can have a strong fight next fight.
Oh, now really going forward. Push the teaching assistants, getting Missile a bit out of position maybe caused by, well, their own work as tank players, splitting up the opponents.
Yeah, and I mean, not too much has changed there. We are seeing a slight ult advantage now to the attacking team, potentially. We do have Tristbomb coming in as well, but the Grab's a little bit far off from Arachnid. If he is able to farm this and get it ready for the next fight, he can totally swing it with just that and a pulse coming in.
We see the Sound Barrier, we see the Diva Bomb. A lot of ults really happening right now. Missile on the Nano on his Rhino is just going really huge. While Config gets to the back line, gets the Ana pick, gets the Diva pick. Now Missile makes it really dangerous for the teaching assistants. Getting the Lucio. Also Sombra, Zarya and Baptiste are being picked. While Eric Knight at least secures the kill onto the giant main tank player Missile Reinhardt. Now they've got Mistex near the point. Holding it together with the Mora and a Sombra. It's a 3v2, it's a 3v3 now coming in. We see some people from both sides coming in. They pick fast heroes to get in there. Thunder, the Zombie player, being killed by Missile. Oh, it's going serious. There's the Sound Barrier, getting them a nice advantage in this fight they really need to have. They have both tanks players the flowcharts, so they might be able to create the space needed. But the EMP is just causing a lot of trouble now. Thunder goes huge with it, getting a lot of players. And the high noon now finally getting near the point. Iquake is not being catched by this by this shadow really close, and so in high noon's me stacks.
And that was literally a game decided by a few inches right there. The EMP was a big EMP. Unfortunately, it just there wasn't any follow up. It became a case of more of a delay tactic than anything else. We had a good shatter coming in. We actually, before that as well, which I don't know if we kind of mentioned, but as Missile was actually about to pull a shatter to kind of solo ult the Zarya, who was the only person last on point. I think it was Thunder who was playing as the Sombra, actually managed to hack him out of the shatter. And that was before the EMP was even like available. So a very good action for Thunder to actually pull that off. Just unfortunate that they were not able to hold. But it went overtime, didn't it? I am right here.
Yeah, it went through overtime. You can see it by the time bank being 0-0. Because like no time.
Oh yeah, it's got a big 2 there. That would help if I actually paid attention, I guess.
I mean, maybe it should be like minus because it's like over the time and just.
I feel as though that would confuse the actual player base even more.
Well, Overwatch is a really complicated game, and by making those kind of little things to the game while it's not needed, yeah, you're right. It would be really casual unfriendly.
But was that was we've only played the 1 round, yep. So we're gonna get to see teaching assistants attack now. I'm intrigued to see how they're going to change up the offense. I feel as though they might. Like, the comp they're currently running is totally valid, but I just wonder whether they're going to pull something a bit weirder. Meanwhile, we're going to see a defensive rush. Actually, no, possible changes.
A defensive rush? How would you describe a defensive rush?
Wait for them to get close to the choke and then just speed boost into them, and you're just playing. It's a very risky play style, because if the other team is going for a very well sustaining comp that can get out, they can just make use abilities and then leave. So the rush is the assassination comp. You need to get in and get the kill. It's the same with defensive dive. I mean, how do you play defensive dive? You find the weakness, you pounce it, and then you get out. Just rushes.
I thought the defensive dive is like a playing Ryan, but in the opponent's team. Really fast.
Defensive dive. You got me a little. No, you've got me totally confused. Then if that's the case.
Okay, so probably stop.
I'll be like. Stop. Yeah, so we clearly don't understand the comp that we're trying to discuss. They're giving up first choke. Yeah, teaching assistants getting a nice, easy path there, and now it is going to be an open and even fight as they burst out the point. Although, given the old switcheroo there, Arachnid gets separated and eliminated.
I saw him going in like no time around the whole island here, and that ended up in a fast May wall and just some picks after it.
Yeah, teaching assistants, I mean, getting the nice open space on first choke, they had it where they could have boosted on the point. Ooh, Thunder actually getting the D.Va out, but then just walking away. I mean, that means they're going to have no D.Va for this next fight, so if they actually play it quick once they've regrouped, they can get in before the D.Va has any EAT, so they're going to have a lot more freedom. Missile not overly happy with the Sombra play. I'm just waiting for Thunder now to target Missile. Make sure that he gets all in his head.
This Baptiste player is really playing dangerous, but he survives even though of the hack and all the focus. The Mac is back. The Baptiste lamp saves the day for both teams now. Baptiste really being really low, and there's the kill. Both Baptistes are being killed now. V6 goes for a new swoop onto the Rhyme player. We have a kind of even situation for both teams. A bit tricky, but the Mei player goes for the picks. Config did so too, but now we see teaching assistants securing more picks than the flowchart.
Yeah, I mean, a very, very big move from the D.Va there. They did kind of almost take the fight a little bit too late there, just with the D.Va getting the mech on the defensive side, but... Oh, double window.
Oh, there they go with the dart with another touch. The Shadow might interrupt them a bit on the way to it, but teaching assistant still has the advantages and they're playing it out good.
Now Arachnid, they're actually spending that shatter in case anyone was approaching. Didn't actually hit anyone with it, but it did, as you say, give them that valuable second potentially to get the cap, despite the fact that he did drop in the end. But we're now coming in with a high noon.
Ah, in the main center, there's the speed booster just going in, securing the VIP. Not really getting anything, not even the shield. And with the Mei ult, it's gonna be some problems for the teaching assistants, but more because of the high noon, just getting 2 picks with it. The model field didn't help out that much. Now they're pushing, getting one by another one. Here, come on, get the Baptiste. Maybe there's not
No, that's not too bad. I mean, they guess pre-FlowChart even. FlowChart did use 2 ults on the defense there. But they got a strong stop. They've got a chance to actually get more ult economy from it.
That was the deserve in the chat. Thunder.
If you get throws on point when a Kree's got high noon, you just, yeah, take it. But we've got EMP bomb coming in on teaching assistants. If they want to drag them all on point and then launch that in, that could be the game-winning fight. But they have to drag all the free flow on point.
Okay, there's the D.Va bomb.
There it is. Oh,
that's also a really strong one. 2 picks with it. 1 Mac, 1 Reinhardt. There's also the Mei being killed, but so did Arachnid and Config. With the Ryan and McCree down, it might be a bit tricky to secure the point, but it might work out if they just play it out fast. Now Missile, the Reinhardt, is going back into the fight, causing a lot of trouble now for the left ones from the teaching assistants.
And yes, the ult itself do getting the 2 character drops. However, to be in that position, they did have to commit Arachnid hard on the point to be able to drag them in.
Oh, it's a fast pick with higher. Okay, well, then I can really push it down, and then we see one shadow wearing 1 person. But after that, Arachnid just got instantly punished, and the D.Va bomb also gets thunder somewhere on this map.
And a massive lamp from Tony DePony there to save iQuack from the charge that came in after the shatter. iQuack then actually being able to get off a stun and falling the hammer on the missile. Not the missile, on the Arachnid.
Oh, they're just going more in and in. So maybe somewhere hiding. They're playing pretty far away of the point now. Now a bit tricky. I think Thunder could farm his EMP here. With that, maybe this is some huge plays. There's the back window going first. Now Sound instantly comes in with the sound barrier in a really bad position, and he got shattered. Missile is going really low too. There's the EMP getting every shield he got from the sound barrier to 0. iQuake comes in. As a cowboy he is, goes in with a double high noon kill and a flash. Final blow onto Arachnid.
And a lot of ults expended on both teams there. It is actually going to slightly favour teaching assistants now. We do have a shatter, we have a bomb coming in, which is a combo in itself. We also have a high noon. All of those can be used together. Meanwhile, FlowChart only sitting with a tracer bomb anywhere near. this is potentially teaching assistants fight to lose.
There's the pulse bomb attempt getting countered by the Baptiste field. Now they are pushing it out. They've got the Ryan play. They've got the Tracer kill. Config now tries to get for more pills. The DM is away from the D.Va, and the High Noon hits hard. You see another kill from Arknight getting the baby D.Va. The Lucio goes in for the stagger, but there's just too many people near the point. It's gonna be shredded. The hack onto the hammer just makes his life really, really short. We see some last attempts. The Bap field is just instantly gone away from the Tony DeBoni. There's another D.Va attempt. It's getting almost completely shielded by Arknight. But Halloumi, the Baptiste player, is being killed by that. We see some more Sagas. The Wrecking Ball gets into the fight again, like really fast. On the McCree is left, but he can't touch the point at the end.
And a nice final push there by teaching assistants. They had an ult advantage. They used it very well. And even when the staggers were coming in, they were very quick to address the ball. The Lucio, I think it was the McCree and someone else that actually flooded at a point. They were very quick at dispatching them.
Damn. Both got in an overtime. That was the 4th map, I think.
Yeah, I realized that we haven't had the goalboard fully updated, but that would be a draw. So have we seen FlowChart win a map? I'm trying to work it out in my head.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but normally in a draw, I think no team gets a point. Is it?
Yeah, but was that map 4?
Yeah, I think. Wait a moment. Let me rethink, because was it the 3rd one? We're already streaming for 1.5 an hour, so I assume we already got the 4th map here, and we're going now to Busan, the 5th one, King of the Hill map, also called Control.
True.
We actually got 2 draws today. Well, not really draws, I think, but at least they got like until the end of the map or so, and so I couldn't give any team here a point for 2 maps, I think. That's why at the moment the score is 2-0 for teaching assistants.
Which is unfortunate, really, for Free Flow. To pull out the 2 draws and to have the scoreboard say 2-0, it does feel almost like you're getting beat if you're joining the stream, but this has actually been a relatively even match, I would say. Yes, we have seen some strong attacks coming in from teaching assistants, but the 2 draws have both been down to the wire.
Well,
We would do well, not to forget. Go ahead.
Maybe you should just give both teams maybe a point if it's a draw, but I don't.
I just have it down as 4-2. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, possibly. That's 4-2 somehow seems almost better than 2-0. I don't know.
No. Thunder in the chat. We have a 2-0. Okay. If you want to say that, I mean.
Of course he's gonna say that. They're the ones with the 2. If it was the way around, he'd be after 4-2. I believe. He cannot tell me any different.
Okay. By the way, Thunder, nice counter D.Va on the D.Va mech on the first point attack.
Yeah, it was a 1v1. Like, just that actually led to the next fight being a win for teaching as well. It was very good to see. But we're probably what are we thinking now? So it's going to be, is this Mega Base? Have I got the name right there?
Yes.
Yep. So we got Mega Base. So we're expecting to see a brawl or a rush comp on each side. We're probably going to see at least 1 Mei wall, if not 2. And Lucio and Bat just seems to be very much the way that everyone plays this map now.
I'm just gonna bet that we're gonna have a Mei on one side and the other side just gonna adapt after 1 fight or so, like we saw on the other ones.
It could be this again. You've got to. I'm sure I've said this on the slot before, but depending on what you're gonna run, in this case we've got a Junk and a Mei. On the opposite teams, you are playing for either control if you're on the Mei, or you're playing for damage if you're on the Junk.
Oh, first pick from Thunder. We see a deep brawl. The wall is there in the back of these tags, and so they get the tank player. That's gonna look a bit good for them. But now a teaching assistant just has the damage, and FlowChart didn't because of the DPS pick. They, well, just got it.
Yeah, I mean it was a big early pick. Like we said. Obviously, we're looking at damage versus control. They got the damage out quick enough to get the pick. If you get the bat, you know for a fact they've got no safety blanket.
Now hit deep into both sides. We see Mystic surviving it a bit close. The Riptide is caused really early, but now going directly to main, the Tide just gets instantly focused hard enough and can't reach anyone before getting destroyed. The shield looks really rust from us with silence, so it drops. Config finds the killer onto Iquack, while the Baptiste wounded just shredders the Mystics here. Pushing a bit harder. Both sides don't have a main tag. It's a really risky fight now. They can go with several strategies, maybe create a kill box. Trying to do so. The Mei player is near the point, contesting. Now Missile is back, and the Mei ult helps now the FlowChart to generate one kill, and while that was happening, Config got one Lucical too. We see on both sides a double kill. It's going in favor of teaching assistants, I think, because they might be in a staggering situation, but they're holding it really nice. They have enough healing, they have the Junkrat that's causing a lot of damage. Now there are 4 people, and there's a High Noon causing a death onto Sound, the Lucy player. Finally, the point has been taken by the FlowChart after a really long time, and Thunder goes in with the fight is just still going. See Graf now getting 2 people. The dragon just tries to get anyone in. Well, at least finishes Missile on the tank roll.
What are
Teaching
we watching?
assistants get another contest on the point, and oh, that's it. You can finally talk.
No sense. we like at first I was thinking, right, okay, this is perfectly fine. Teaching assistants have no reason to leave the point. They just have to keep staggering it. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, FlowChart even, sorry, are surely going to do a full regroup. They don't have the numbers, and they just kept pumping ults.
At the shadow, 2 people to the ground. The Sombra gets them into the pushing maneuver. And there it is, the graph. We see the Baptiste ult on both sides being casted. They really want to get the point. I mean, it's 93 now, 94, 95, and there's Config dying on the point.
I mean, how teaching assistants on 97% is amazing, considering just how weird the fights have been. There's not been any true like team fights on point. It's just been constant stagger fights.
And another early pick from Thunder, just going in with another one. The Riptide now going nearer and nearer, getting plush cap a bit out of position. E6 just pushes the high ground. The team helps him with it, while 2 people are contesting the point. There's the overtime, but not really anyone can contest it.
No, Cameron down 50 health, couldn't get there. Then you had the Mei also getting low, had to end a cryo. It just very well done by teaching assistants. I still can't track exactly what the rationale behind each team was, other than just keep fighting. But they managed to get the win, which puts them 1 map away from securing a 3-0. And are we going under Shrine? Is this the correct name of the map?
I think it's called Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, or something like that. A bit similar, at least from the pronunciation. Somehow, maybe different letters, maybe a different word, but it sounds similar in my head.
See, it wasn't until recently that I actually discovered that the big drum in the middle actually is a turtle. I didn't realize that until a couple of days ago. I've always just assumed it was just a drum on like a block, but it's not. It's on a turtle's back.
Oh, you're right. That's a little ball.
But let's have a look here. So this map, we've got a few different options of how you attack. Again, you can go for a very mobile comp with a ball is often used. play around the point. There are 4 different access viewing angles even onto the point. So brawling on point is definitely not an option. You can potentially go to the right drum room, or well, the coastal drum room, I'll call it, if you would like to hold a brawl there. But when exploring out the point to try and contest, you've always got the risk that if you don't get the picks quick, you will get pulled apart. So it then often becomes down to trying to play either a hybrid comp or a mobile comp. You don't want to commit too strong to the brawl. You need a little bit of range or a little bit of mobility. But they've got options to play with. Sorry, I'm totally looking off screen. Yeah, I have just actually received food.
Oh, then that's nice. I'd like also to have some food here, but I just don't have this kind of service here.
I could post you a slice if you would like it.
As always.
I mean, it might be like a little bit moldy by the time it gets to you, but it just adds to the flavor. Proxy just adds to the flavor.
I mean, well, we could just try to go for that, but I don't want to bother you with that. So nah, it's fine. I just can't live without it.
Fine, more moldy pizza for me.
Not yet.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll see if I can get it all through tonight. Oh, right. What have we got here?
Yeah.
Right, okay, how about this? Who do you think is going to win this map? Based on what you see tonight, what comps people are running on different spaces, who do you think's got it?
Rough. But I think that yeah, I think FlowChartGG is gonna come with a nice comeback on this map. They showed their talent and draw 2 maps, and that because of a reason. And we saw teaching assistant making some questionable plays on the last control map, point. Yeah, on the last map we saw on the mecha base. So I think they are a bit not dizzy, but they're not that focused anymore because they already played 4 maps and they showed what they can really pull out. They've got the training and now they're like, okay, this is the 5th map. It's a King of the Hill map. Always makes fun. Let's just play a bit comfy, and that's the moment where FlowChart says, well, we want to see blood after all that things happening though. So I see a comeback. They want to get this 2-1 at least.
I think certainly FlowChart, I keep calling them FlowChart, have the chance to actually take this map. The big deciding factor here is going to be if, say, FlowChart are sticking with the comp that they've currently got in place, that they've ran for the majority of the night. We saw that get totally eliminated by a dual aerial threat. Now, it just so happens to be fortunate for them that teaching assistants aren't electing to run that. Otherwise, they would have minimal aerial contesting, but we're going to this room for the brawl.
Oh, that is it. No, Lippe from Mistex. It's not going good for my prediction here. There's a pin. They're just using the wall in the right way. Thunder is a good one when it's about being a wall in between the enemies. They just go. Oh! A little punishment with Iquake getting Thunder.
And our FlowChart going to see this as a potential. They got this spawn first. They could rush in and take advantage while McCree's still down. He is still not back from the fight. It's technically 6v5.
Oh, it's a good situation. It's a good moment, and they use it. The Rhine and the Baptiste from Teaching Assistant is being killed. They're going for another one. Config and Sound. Hans Lucy is just fast shredded.
And then we get to see a very good advantage taken by FlowChart. Obviously with McCree, a big damage and CC character that would mess with Orion's attack. They just walked on the point, rushed onto it, and took whatever they could. They are choosing to hold a little bit close here, which does actually leave them open to being taken up by an off angle.
There's an early Mei ult, just jumping all through the window and securing 2 kills, the Mei and the Lucifer from Teaching Assistants and the Reinhardt. on the on the one side, just beeping a bit around, maybe getting the final damage onto him. Oh, now they're fighting in front of their spawns. Let's hope that nobody of them is gonna die and getting punished by that move.
Oh, Mestax got baited like it was the Matador. They've just got to collapse on him. Mestax holding him. And eventually gets fixed.
Already strange play. And they're losing players.
So yeah, again, McCree is not available at the moment. Teacher assistants are going to use this to push him.
Ah, nobody was touching the point. Now the grab and the Mei ult making a good combination together with the Hanzo ult. 3 ults was that or even more?
Yeah, I believe that was 3 ults actually. And do we see beat or was that a switch? I don't know if the Lucio has been there the whole game. I think they have.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, so we just saw 4 ults committed in there from teaching assistants. The ult economy definitely in the advantage of FlowChart. We've already seen them use the Mei ult early once. Mei ult is almost up again. They just have to try not to get picked before they get to use their ults like that. Both squads down.
A triple kill, and they're just pushing in with a nice charge of Reinhardt, playing a bit dive there. I really hope for a nice comeback.
Rush versus Brawl now.
There's the wall, they can't go through it while the dragon just tells them the same. There's the shatter, 2 people to the ground, the Rhine shield was a bit too late. And now they've got frozen by the Mei ult. This high goes in, gets 1 kill. B6 somewhere on the other side of the map jumps down, okay. We take those while Iquake goes for a double kill. Well, what happened?
They needed that. They needed that. Mestax tried to charge the D.Va, didn't get the actual grab onto the D.Va, and I think he tried to turn into the tree or something to stop the lamppost to stop, but he just went off the map. He couldn't stop. But now what are we looking at? So we're looking at another brawl in the right room here. We do have a Mei ult, so if they drag them in, it's potentially very good for teaching assistants to take back.
And now with both field windows, it's a difficult thing, but Iquake secures a kill onto Thunder while Cameron just shows off on the D.Va, eats the Thunder Mei ult, and they get Mistex, the main tank player. Lucio, the one touching the point right now, just staggering a bit, while the Dragon ult might help them somehow, but it's just really the case that this one is helping. We see the Hanzo going to the point, watching maybe his friend Lucio die while he dies on the way to it. Only the ball near the point, but he's also just frozen and can't touch.
And he's down to 1 even. Sound doing a very good job of delaying for a long time. They're just the target focus from the 3 characters that were on point. I think they were trying to go one way around the drum, the turtle, to get him, and Sound just constantly eluding them. Like very, very good stall. Unfortunately, they didn't get the point, but props to him for the play. It was still great. I mean, I know we haven't played the final round here, but I think I've kind of already decided at least my MVP for this scrim. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I would be giving it to Camerandi.
Yes, indeed. He got more and more consistent with the East, I think. He really showed in the beginning on Eichenwalde that he is capable of really getting this reaction done. And so that's at least a lot of potential. And when the team was going for some picks in the back, you saw always this D.Va player just sticking to the DPS, getting in like a fat tracer. So also nice target focusing together with their lineup and being pretty good for the team. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Cabranda is 8, I think, 2 big ults. In addition, I can't remember if they were actually on the Sigma that got the rocks onto Mestax.
Now there's a headshot from Config onto Plush Cap Lucio's. Some bit contestment here from Camranda. This player knows his job and plays it out well. There's a charge from Missile, just tickling a bit, holding the choke. I'm not really investing that much at the end. And, well, there we see him dying.
Yeah, teaching assistants kind of being dragged into a bit of a death tunnel there. They're running double bubble. They obviously want the Winston to dive in, but unfortunately he's only currently diving the Rhine, because to dive past the Rhine would mean that there's a shield between him and his healer. And not only that, there's potentially buildings that will be blocking the Ana's shots. So they need to take another angle, which is what they are doing. A very smart decision by teaching assistants as they go to the backline.
There's the Flash trying to get the Arachnite Monkey but under control, while Thunder in the back is killed by Iquack. Now you see Lucio Anthony really a bit tricky because Plushcap instantly gets punished after booping the Brigade off the map. Missile goes deep in after getting the Ana. Iquack also got the main tank play Arachnite. Iquack goes for another one onto the Sniper. While Missile has his own adventure with getting the Zarya tower down. Well, looks good for my bet.
I mean, it is actually looking like they could turn it. They managed to get a lot of control in the tight chokes. They're not allowing the end. Right? Teaching assistants aren't being given an edge. They're not even letting the Genji out. We're getting into this kind of two-fight territory now. Like, it takes time to set up a double bubble, so there is a chance that they're actually only going to get one real fight and then a stagger fight after if they don't initiate soon.
Oh, that was an attempt with the Shadow, but it's got instantly stunned, I think. Nice, the Baptiste field by Bell. Look at this Genji blade coming in, getting 3 kills. Maybe even 4, well, there we see it. 4 kills caused by the Drain Blade itself. Maybe he also helped his teammates by the other ones.
And the bomb dropped by Camrande was probably the right decision there. I mean, you had the Genji dive in the back. You need to put a lot of damage in the hope that that Genji kind of gets caught out in the open and gets deleted. Unlucky for them, the Genji just happened to dash into the actual cover. It almost looked like he was poking out, but somehow did not get dropped from it. And now we get to see double bubble really thrive, yeah, if they set up correctly.
There's the grab, there's the Hanoon, and Soundbarrow tries to protect the grab people, but still Tony the Pony is being killed by Config. Iquack goes on revenge, gets the monkey. And with a bit of right positioning, it's really is looking a bit even.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be possibly a very quick re-engage from FlowChart here, but no, maybe not with that big anti in the Genji going in.
Getting a pick, and there's another one onto the mech. We're just waiting for a nice ones. Misclick in the backline secures Thunder. And there's a High Noon zoning a bit, and Mistax is being killed now. They're going towards point. They really want to have it now. They have the kills on the NS left, and even this player can't stay alive that long.
And this is where we get into, this is the stagger fight territory that we're talking about. We have the Genji trying to desperately get the point, but he has got 5 people on him, and the Kree's coming on a flank. I don't believe they're aware of it yet.
And he can't touch the point. That's a 2-1. Teaching assistant loses FlowChartGG against on Busan. That's a thing I called. I'm really sorry, teaching assistants, but I betted on this horse.
Put a point on the board.
Damn, I'm so mean.
And now it seems like it's a much better representation now that we've got a 2-1 scrim. Or a 5-3 if you wanted to look at it that way as well. But 5-4 even, it would be, sorry. So very, very close.
5-4? I think 5-3, isn't it? Because we
played 5 maps.
Yes.
And we had 2 draws.
3
but if you counted the draws as wins for both teams, it would be 5. Oh, is it 5-3? 5-3.
Should be
5-3. Yes, that's right. You've got me. You've got me right.
Alright. So about the game we just saw. Wait a moment. It's a bit irritating that the whole game is still going with some.
I think they're literally doing Torb v Torb.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a Torbjorn, so I'm not sure what they're really up to here.
Oh, it's not. It's just it's became a scrap now.
See the poor misclicked as Torbjorn just waiting for his dueling friend. Well. Okay, well.
Yeah, and I think that pretty much wraps up the
Yes.
the actual script.
Okay, well, we might get one of the players here in for a little interview and get some input. So just stay tuned. We're gonna come back in a moment, and while that, have some nice time with our nice designed Be Right Back screen. All right, stay tuned. And now we are back alive. I'm sorry for this long time we needed to get back live, but we brought two interview partner. At one side we've got Mistax. Me.
Hello.
There he is. And also we've got the player Misclick, also called Relax.
Oh.
That's you, like, yeah, it's you can talk now.
Yo, it's okay, it's me. Hello. How are you?
Pretty good. We just had an intense game where we saw kind of a 2-1 from teaching assistants. Intense. 2 draws. What else can we say? But we are entertained and we love it. But Jay,
I do need to ask, actually. Yeah, I was gonna say I do need to ask. So that last map that we witnessed, the control map, had you just like resorted to memeing for the fights or not? Because it felt so crazy on Mecha Base. There was just like a 3-man fight on point at all time, and like no one was regrouping. It was just ults like crazy. Was there actually like a plan there, or was it just like this was the warm down?
There was no plan, it was just war. I mean, we had no plan. I don't know about the others.
We not the most great of a plan. Kind of learning from mistakes. We were gonna try play more to the high ground. Turned out the fights more kind of ended up being on point, so kind of just rolled with it. Like.
And I mean, another thing that I'd like to at least check. So at Flowchart, we saw a lot of Brawl Rush for you tonight. I did wonder early on in the scrim whether it was a case of you were trying to kind of polish off the comp so that you would have it perfectly, or whether this was just like you were like this was the learning scrim. That basically is what I'm after.
We're kind of a brawl team. We've actually been doing a lot of Monkey recently, as like Monkey is quite good as well. It's also like a really handy tool to learn. We're going into SVB Cup, and there's gonna be bans in that, so like we gotta learn to work around like Reinhardt being banned, and therefore like we can't just play a classic Ryan style rush comp. So, but it's more of a comfort comp for us, and so it's kind of just like perfecting the playstyle of it.
Yeah, I mean, we did see you running it a lot on maps that you wouldn't really normally run Brawl on, and in some cases you managed to pull out the wins, like in the later control maps. And then in other cases we saw where you kind of, well, you did get stopped. Junkertown was the main one I was originally looking at, but that was actually both double shield from both sides, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah,
I think it was.
So.
Yeah, and is that kind of the go-to comp for both teams here? This is like open to both of you, just whether double shield is normally the standard, or was it just kind of a today we are going to try this?
We normally play double shield on Junkertown.
Yeah, we normally do double shield on Junkertown too. It's a norm for us. We try it sometimes on other maps. Route 66 maybe rarely, and then trying to think. I can't not off the top of my head, but we do definitely do it sometimes, not just exclusively on Junkertown. But that would be the main map, obviously.
Now I got a question exactly to that composition. We also saw Bastion coming up from was it from FlowChartGG or from Teaching Assistants? The Bastion.
We play Bastion.
Yeah, this is to play Bastion, but with a double G composition. You switched that off pretty early. Like, was one of your first attempts really trying to get the Bastion into that kind of composition in, or are you actually used to but just saw it not working? And if so, why?
We tried to get the Bastion on one of the high grounds, but config I think dropped. I don't know if it was an accident or on purpose, and then he just died. And then they were on the high grounds, and we can't just access the high grounds with Bastion, so we just switched it.
Mm-hmm. Also, just
and then
Jebbles.
Yeah, so we'll probably direct this to both of you, I guess. But in terms of like your favorite play of the game, it doesn't have to be necessarily you. It could be someone that your team made or even the enemy team pulled out. Is there any standout plays that still like resonate in your head right now? We'll direct that to Mestax first, if that's all right.
Our main we were both playing flag tank on our team, so I'm playing main tank off tank sometimes. So Arachnid, and he had a 6k on Monkey on the attack of Icon Valde. I think that was my favorite play, I would say.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then I'll relay that to you, Relax, as well, if you don't mind.
I was not there for the first 2 maps, I don't think. In the second 2 maps, I think it wasn't more of a like single player pop off play style. It was more team aggression and like winning as a team using combined resources instead of like pumping our resources into a single person and just having that person kill like 5 or 6 people.
Okay. So actually, I actually want to get some questions. Wait, before gonna come with a map switch, because I wanted to make some question about the first map Oasis. Joel, have you some questions to finish that topic up?
Yeah, I've got one, but it'll be a bittersweet question. Mestax, I mean, did you got rocked out of Sigil 2 times?
Maybe.
It hurts, mate. I felt your pain as it happened.
Yeah, I think it was 2 times, and both are, I think, really big.
On Junkertown, you had a 4-5 man. I'm sure of it, and it just, I mean, I think you still kind of like swung the fight after it got cancelled.
I think we still won the fight, but
yeah,
it was so sad.
But that's like play the game territory right there. That's what, like, unfortunately, you got cancelled out of you, and I think it was by is it Camrande? Is that how you Rande? Is that how you say it?
Camrande, yep.
Camrande, yeah. So I mean, we did discuss this before, and Camrande like pulled out a lot of big plays today with a lot of beats. And yeah, I just wanted to see how it felt, Mestax. Not trying to kind of rub salt in the wound, but
Of course.
as a fellow tank player, I did feel your pain, and I feel bad.
All right. So now I'd like to switch the map and talk about really interesting composition duel, or however you would call it. But the Oasis map, it's help me with the name. It's not Control Center. It's also not University. It's the other one.
Gardens?
Yeah. So I was right, Jebel. I was right with Gardens.
No, it's in Gardens Lijiang. I'm sure it is.
Both.
It's also Gardens Oasis.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
Okay, but we're on the same page when talking about the upcoming one, because we both know which map we mean. So we had this composition, this flying composition, and some parts of this flying composition also played with the high ground. On the map itself, it was from the teaching assistants, while we had broad composition coming from you guys, Relax. Wait a moment, you weren't actually there. It was the first map, isn't it?
I was gone.
Okay. So then this question is gonna come to Mestax, I guess. We saw the FlowChartGG at some point getting the point, while you had some people staying on the high ground, and your Pharaoh Echo doing your kind of all charging stuff, I guess. By flying around the point, but you didn't really have somebody to contest. Was that all also? What was this all going to like on plans? Like, was it going right?
Yeah, that was all on plan.
So
no, it wasn't 100% perfect, but it was kind of the plan. I think Ball mostly contests, or Sigma, depends on if we're attacking into them, then Ball contests, we kind of can get out. And if they attack into us, Sigma just contests. But sometimes we need to focus on killing stuff instead of just staying on the point.
Okay, so you were like investing those percentages of the point in the team fight.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually lets me sleep. After hearing that answer, because it really was a bit strange to see that. Okay, now coming with another question. It's a bit difficult to keep up with the chat here. Also, by the way, it seems like the cheating assistants is really proud of your FlowChartGG being such a park team to scrim against. So shout outs to your fellow mates and yourself. Also, I think we didn't we didn't have this on cam, but we need to remind everyone out there that config got kind of dominated by the hammer swing of the misclick player Relax. Just to add that everyone knows. Relax, what's your statement to that?
Really?
Yeah, I practiced a lot of I've done a lot of Torben Ryan 1v1s in my time. I actually play basically exclusively Reinhardt, but I play DPS for Flow. I really enjoy playing DPS. It's like it's a nice change of pace. I think I very long time ago. We took a break. Before the break, I was going to try to play Ryan for them, but I was ended up sticking with DPS because I just feel like it's better to play with the team. Yeah, I'm also a little too high on Reinhardt. I'm a Grandmaster on tank, so it's a little bit of a yikes.
But
So you're hard beaming on a Rein every time you're playing Echo. You're like looking for that one to duplicate. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, basically. I kind of just only copy Ryan. It's like playing Ryan on DPS, kind of. So, but yeah.
Well, a pretty efficient way to deal with problems. Okay. So Joelis, do you have some upcoming questions? Because we could actually go for a finish onto this this interview with some nice final words from everyone. But maybe you have something.
I mean, I've got no specific questions. If you want to say who you think MVP was for the whole scrim on your team or the other team, or actually, we'll do it this way. So you have to nominate the other team's MVP. Who would you have picked?
Starting with me, Steps.
Okay, I would like I forgot his name, but definitely the off tank, like the Sigma. He played really good. He ate some usuals. He stunned me out of my ult twice, maybe. Yeah, I would nominate him.
So that'll be Kim Randy, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then coming from Relax, if you pick a teaching assistants player, just one who was notable for you.
I'd probably pick Arachnid because they're a really good player. Like kind of having his area behind you on full charge and fucking your backline is like really annoying. So you know, and I've previously played with them before on a team. They were trying out for off tank on that team, but unfortunately didn't get picked, which is sad. But
fortunately,
I mean, it's sad for them.
Unfortunately, he didn't get picked.
So
really
yeah,
good.
I mean, in that case, it sounds like it was a battle of the off tanks today, as obviously we've just found out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually have like 2 questions left. I think at least. So starting with some scenarios, we had one team going in with the Mei, while the other one tried to do some different compositions, and it ended up being in a scenario where both teams were playing Mei. Not sure if it was on the last map, but we saw that a couple times in the scrim. So not sure which of you both of you guys teams were the ones adapting to the Mei composition.
I think we were the ones because Thunder, our Mei player, runs a lot of Sombra and sometimes Junk and Brawl because sometimes it's just working out better and you can't get huge Mei walls because the chokes are so open. And yeah, I think we were the ones sometimes switching to Mei because the wall's just so strong.
So there was like really no way to go around that Mei when one team is starting with Mei, I think, or.
Yeah, I think it depends on the map and how the choke points are formed.
Alright. Okay, I think actually that's from my side. So we could get into a little summary, and we saw Jay Willis really going for this. How's tank play called again? Camarande?
Camarande, yeah.
Camarande. All right. Like this was really a favorite player from Jay Willis. We also saw some nice calls from Mistex to and even though yeah indeed Aragna was doing huge work, I think Mistex for me personally you made the huge plays really possible. So I would say for me you're the MVP, but also the Thunder going on to some sneaky little red strats, which is one warning D.Va on the backline for Skya, just getting the mag and then getting out. Always annoying, making the nice sacks. So, yeah, just love to see
thank
this.
you. And I can 100% assure him Thunder is very annoying.
I mean, I've only played one pug with him, but I agree.
Okay, so
Was it the pug where he screamed at everyone?
Yeah, that was the pug where he screamed. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not gonna grief him. I'm not gonna grief him because I could take the mic right now, but I'm not gonna grief him. We'll leave you to do that, Mistex, when you get back to your team.
Just gonna hear. Okay, so Thunder, I allowed you to say this one message, and now you're just doing it again. I just can't continue allowing you to do that. Sorry, but okay, okay. So to just summarize this whole thing up, Mistex, some final words maybe, like some summary and so on.
Yeah, I forgot his name again, but please stop rocking out of my ults. Thank you.
Relax.
That's it.
Summary, good scrim. It's safe to say that your team pissed us off a lot, but in the end it was GG, so.
You're really good at that.
Alright. Jay.
Thank you guys. I will catch you next time.
Okay, so that was some nice goodbye, and also I say goodbye. Thank you for the scrim, see you, and for the entertainment. See ya.